Right now I'm in Parque Morazon in the center of San Jose, and today I'm going to be going to the west in this direction. I'm walking down Avenida Central and it's crowded. This is not the point of the trip though, just wanted to show it. So it continues on like this for a while. As you can see here, we're still on the same street, but we've left the crowded Pasaje, and this is more a big old road, or strode if you will. Continuing west. Now I feel like I'm back on South Commercial in Salem. I'm going to check my map pretty soon to see if I'm close to where I want to be. I hope so, because this is getting a little bit old. And there, across the street, if I can find a way to cross the street, is Parque Sabana. And I will say more of that when I find a way to enter this park, or when I can't, I just turn around and go home. So I'm going to complain for just a minute. You know, there's a lot of cities in the United States that are very car dominated, that are sometimes difficult or even dangerous. But usually they at least have some of the infrastructure there. And there you can see there's not a crosswalk, there's not one over there. And this is a major attraction. And even in this major attraction tourist spot, there's not like that normal infrastructure. And yeah, it kind of annoys me today. Not to come to another country and criticize them, but yeah, it's I don't like it. Also, as a side note, this is Hungaria. This street is named after the country of Hungary, and commemorates the failed revolution of 1956. Interesting point. Okay, so I'm going to try to find out more about what this park is like. Actually, I think I might return this way. It looks like here there's a sidewalk that I think forms a circuit of the park. And I could follow it, but like I said, boy, this is noisy. So instead, looks like we have a walking path. I don't know if it's quite as long, but I'm going to just go in and see what's on this walking path. Get out of the noise for a while. And just 2 minutes later, the path continues. And one thing, I've mentioned this before, but it's always surprising and good advice. Look at how short that buffer is. Also, I think this road is maybe a little bit less noisy, but just 20 feet of buffer from a road, 20 feet of green space, and things feel more comfortable. So right now, it's a Friday during work hours. As you can see, not a lot in the park. There's an old man over there pushing an ice cream cart, especially in contrast to what we saw when I was walking here in the shopping district. Don't know if that's always the case, and maybe there's other parts of this park that are more occupied, but I am enjoying the solitude. There we have some football fields. I call them fields, I'm from the United States. And in the distance, we have the Costa Rica National Stadium. And so this park in places is natural, but it also has a lot of sports facilities and things like that, which are not really in use today, including right there, we have some type of go-kart track. Watch out for the red shells and the blue shells. Across the street there, you can see there's two developments. And it's interesting to me because the development's kind of uneven. I don't know if I've showed this so far, but like there's places with old houses next to office towers here. And not unique to here, but more pronounced here. And this looks like this is a new development, so maybe this side of town is being developed. I don't know. So at least one of these towers is a hotel, and yeah, I guess that does look more like a hotel than an apartment building. And I think there's a good chance that some of those two are some form of hotel. So I guess this is a more affluent neighborhood on the west end of the park. That would make sense. Tourist district next to the park. So that direction, this road continues. And there probably is some interesting stuff to see there, but today I am mostly came here to see the park, so I'm going to walk around the stadium part of the park, and then I'm going to go back to the main part of the park, circle there a little bit more before it starts raining. So here we actually have baseball diamonds. They call them conchas. I think that might be a Costa Rica specific word for field or sports facility. Anyway, they have baseball diamonds, but I don't know how popular baseball is in Costa Rica. In other Caribbean countries like Venezuela and the Dominican Republic, very popular. Not sure about Costa Rica. Anyway, so I circled all the park, and now I'm on my way back. And right now I'm in the facilities part of the park, and I'm going to be returning to. I think there will be more nature in this park. I was getting tired of walking along the road, so I think this is the path. I'm going to go inside of the park underneath these trees. Oh, there we go. We have some type of path here, and hopefully it will continue. There's some type of wall or something over there. I'm going to go find out what that is. So I've returned the way I came. Kind of annoying move. I dropped the bag for my camera, the camera I'm using now, which is not a totally vital thing, but I don't like dropping things. So I'm backtracking to see if I can find it on the sidewalk. And this is like one of the things where once I start, I'll be like, oh, well, walk this far, I'll just walk another 100 feet, and I might end up totally backtracking because I can't remember where I dropped it. And that's actually kind of one of the problems of being in a new place, is there's a lot of mental overhead. So since I've been here, I find myself like losing a lot of things like that. And not super vital, but I do want to find it if I can, so I'm continuing this way. Well, I walked all the way back here, didn't see it. I'm going to give up now and just walk back, and maybe it will be on the way. But yeah, losing a small piece of fabric, a small price to pay for all these adventures. So now I'm just kind of wandering through the park, still tickling the back of my mind. One thing to say about this park, it's called La Sabana, which is just Savannah, in Spanish of course, where B and V can change back and forth. Where am I going? And so I think that in some ways it's maintained this way as an open park, but also maybe originally this was an area that was more open. There's actually several places like Sabana, where we went almost 2 weeks ago. Sabana is called that. That means Little Savannah. So there's little things like this, hints about the diversity of the ecosystem and landform, even though now, of course, it's been transformed quite a bit. So sorry to disrupt the park tour and discussion of urban planning or lack thereof with my quest for a $1 piece of fabric. Part of it for me is that when I left Oregon, I had to give up a lot of little things in my life. And, you know, sometimes that was hard, but I knew it was for a better adventure. But just having a few little things was a big comfort to me because it reminded me of the continuity. And obviously I'm still doing what I was doing almost every Friday in Oregon. And I can do it without that little piece of fabric, but it does kind of like, it's a sign to me how much has slipped away this year. This seems to be a path to the top of that hill, and much like in the United States, I don't know sometimes what's a park or what's a path and what's not. So hopefully by walking this way I'm not being totally rude and leading to more erosion. Oh, this is the top of the hill here. And I've actually almost stopped noticing this, but I have seen these today. There are, of course, trails of the Zampopos, the leafcutter ants, in this park. Quite a few of them. And I'm sure if I followed them, maybe I could find the nest. And I have seen them going up and down the trees that they are cutting from. So it's more apparent from this angle that these plants, So we've made it back to the entrance to the park. And As you can see, there's also more to the park. There's a museum near here and stuff. There's these different buildings, most of which I don't know what they are, near the front. And today I think I saw the general outline of the park pretty well, even though there is more to see here. So one thing I decided on today, that I finally reached a verdict on today, is that, you know, the first few times I took trips around San Jose, I thought, okay, maybe this is just kind of a hectic neighborhood. Every city has them. But then today, you know, walking through kind of the main downtown, the Park District, you know, Costa Rica has some great natural places, but San Jose itself, it's not very pedestrian friendly. And so from here, because I've seen San Jose, I really think my next step is to take a trip outside of San Jose and to see if there is somewhere a little bit more peaceful and restful. And, you know, this is a totally nice park. I've had fun walking around. Wish I didn't lose anything, but, you know, that's part of traveling. But this is kind of self-explanatory. And it's not super polluted, like I'm not hacking and coughing, but also, you know, there are a lot of fumes and stuff, so this might not be the most healthy place to exercise. Anyway, that being said, no offense, it's, you know, a nice park. Hopefully people enjoyed seeing it. I'm going to go and see if I can, there's bus stops, and I think there will be a bus into San Jose from there, and then a bus back home without much problem. So I hope this was enjoyable and everybody learned something. One other thing, when you are traveling, sit down and take a break, eat and drink before you start getting discombobulated and lose stuff. Because I was walking for a while and I meant to sit down and gather myself and I didn't. So advice for traveling, eat and drink before it starts causing problems. Eat, drink, and rest. Okay, well this looks like a bus stop more or less here. So thanks for watching.